evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, the Minister of Endowment and Religious Affairs will preside over the ceremony for presenting Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Arts and Literature on the 17th of December 2025. The seventh round of the United Nations Environment Assembly, chaired by the Sultanate of Oman in Nairobi, concludes its work by adopting a ministerial declaration that promotes sustainable solutions. And the trade surplus of the Sultanate of Oman exceeded 3.8 billion Omani riyals by the end of last September. Those are the headlines. Now for the news in detail. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saeed Al-Ma'mari, Minister of Endowment and Religious Affairs, will preside over the ceremony for presenting Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Arts and Literature in its 12th round on the 17th of December 2025. The winners of this year's award were the Asila Forum Foundation in the field of private cultural institutions in the culture category, Isam Muhammad Sayyid Darwish in the field of sculpture arts category, and Hikmat Al-Sabbagh in the fields of autobiography literature category. His Excellency will announce the categories for the 13th edition of the award at the ceremony. This will be an Omani edition open only to Omanis. The seventh round of the United Nations Environment Assembly, chaired by the Sultanate of Oman and held in the Kenyan capital Nairobi, concluded its work by adopting a ministerial declaration that promotes sustainable solutions. The round focused on three main themes: strengthening cooperation among multilateral environmental agreements, consolidating the link between resilience and justice, and renewing confidence in the ability of the United Nations Environment Program to implement according to its strategy. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Ali Al-Amri, Chairman of the Environment Authority, indicated that the vision of the Sultanate of Oman carried during its presidency of the round is based on the belief that humanity and nature can flourish together, and that sustainability is a bridge connecting wisdom and heritage on one hand and innovation in the future on the other. The negotiating week reflected an active Omani presence in shaping international environmental decisions through meetings that discussed climate change, biodiversity, loss, pollution, and waste, as well as exploring ways to enhance cooperation among multilateral environmental agreements. Statistics from the National Center for Statistics and Information showed that the trade balance surplus for Oman decreased by more than 40% till the end of last September, while non-oil merchandise exports have increased by over 10%. Here is a report.
Figures of the trade balance surplus of the Sultanate of Oman reached 3,885,000,000 Omani riyals by the end of last September, recording a decrease by over 40% year-on-year. Preliminary statistics from the National Center for Statistics and Information show that the total value of merchandise exports decreased by about 9%, amounting to 17,182,000,000 Omani riyals. This decline is mainly attributed to a 16.5% drop in the value of Oman's oil and gas exports, which totaled 10,913,000,000 Omani riyals. On the other hand, non-oil merchandise exports from Oman recorded a growth of more than 10%, exceeding 5 billion Omani riyals. Re-exports saw a decline of more than 2%, amounting to 1,266,000,000 Omani riyals. Data also indicated an increase in the total registered merchandise imports to Oman by more than 9%, reaching about 13 billion and 300 million Omani riyals by the end of last September.
The Embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in India, in cooperation with Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, organized an economic event to promote the Sahara Investment Forum as a strategic platform that reflects the Sultanate's vision of building international partnerships and providing an attractive environment for investment in various sectors. The event, which aims to expand international partnerships between the two countries, witnessed the participation from Arab diplomats as well as Indian businessmen and investors. The event is considered a direct connection between the decision makers and investors, so to open new horizons in logistics and industry. Ten investment requests were received by the Nizwa Industrial City during the first half of 2025, with 7 of them being localized at a value of 12 million Omani riyals. More details in the following report.
10 investment requests were received by Nizwa Industrial City, which is affiliated with the Public Establishment for Industrial States Mada'in during the first half of this year. Out of these, 7 projects were localized with a total investment amounting to 12 million Omani riyals. This raises the number of currently localized projects in the industrial city to 190, with a total investment exceeding 514 million Omani riyals. Mada'in continues to implement a number of vital projects in Nizwa Industrial City, as the completion rate of the Mada'in Entrepreneurial Complex project has surpassed 80%. This project includes the establishment of 10 workshops for small and medium-sized enterprises. Additionally, Mada'in has completed the tendering of 2 consultancy studies for the residential area project and general maintenance works for facilities. It has also finalized the preparation of the master plan for Phase 5, covering an area of 4 million square meters. Nizwa Industrial City is also preparing to open several factories in the fields of medical supplies, food, oil and gas, and metal formations, with a continuous focus on environmental sustainability through increasing of green spaces in collaboration with the Environment Authority. It also aims to encourage companies to utilize solar energy to reduce electricity consumption, in addition to localizing projects in aluminium and copper recycling.
The latest satellite images and analysis from the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Center indicate the Sultanate of Oman will be affected by a trough of low pressure accompanied by rainfall of varying intensity, which may be accompanied by thunder shower at times during the period from December 13th to 20th, 2025. Forecasts indicate the flow and formation of clouds over the Masendam Governorate this evening, with the possibility of scattered rainfall, sometimes thunder showers, at a rate of 5 to 10 millimeters, accompanied by moderate to brisk northwesterly winds with speeds of 10 to 25 knots. Forecasts also indicate the flow of clouds over the Masendam Governorate tomorrow and Monday, December 14th and 15th, 2025. With the possibility of rainfall, which may be accompanied by thunder showers at times at a rate of 10 to 25 millimeters. The effects will continue in the governorates of Brehmi, North and South Batina, with the possibility of scattered rainfall, sometimes thunder showers reaching 5 to 15 millimeters. There is also a possibility of flash flooding in wadis and some tributaries, with continued active northwesterly winds reaching speeds of 10 to 30 knots. The Civil Aviation Authority urges everyone to exercise caution during rainfall, flash floods, and reduced horizontal visibility, to check sea conditions before venturing out, and to follow the weather bulletins issued by the authority. The seminar on Judge Sheikh Suleiman bin Ali al-Kindi held in the Wilaya of Nakhal revealed the reformist role and intellectual and scholarly output of the Sheikh During his career in the mid-20th century, the symposium included 2 sessions and several working papers discussing his personality, biography, and publications. The seminar was held under the auspices of His Excellency Abdussalam bin Mohammed al-Murshidi, Chairman of Oman Investment Authority. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Himam Trail Run Race 2025 concluded its main competitive events after 2 days of racing across the dramatic landscapes of Al Hajar Mountains. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Gaza's civil defense members searched for survivors on the site of a collapsed house in Beit Lahia that was brought down by heavy rains. Neighbors described waking up to a sound like an explosion, only to find the house in rubble due to the intense weather. Rescue teams were still working to pull people from under the rubble, but the lack of equipment was slowing down the operation. The UN International Organization for Migration said on Friday that hundreds of thousands of displaced Gazans face flooding of their tents and shelters by heavy rains, and materials for shelters and sandbags are not being allowed to enter the enclave. Torrential rain swept across the Gaza Strip, flooding tents, sheltering families displaced by 2 years of war, and leading to the death of a baby girl due to exposure. A total of 12 people are dead or missing as a result of the storm, with at least 13 buildings having collapsed and 27,000 tents flooded. A Russian attack on Mykolaiv in Ukraine injured at least 5 people. Footage released by the State Emergency Service showed damaged buildings, firefighters extinguishing fire, and medics treating wounded residents after the attack. Ukraine's power grid operator said a significant number of households were without power in the southern regions of Odessa and Mykolaiv, and the Ukrainian-controlled part of the frontline, Kherson region, was totally without power. To promote prevention programs, empower the community health-wise, and raise the level of health awareness, the Sinau Health Gathering was held in the North Sharqiya Governorate. A number of government, local, and private institutions took part in the gathering. It aimed to highlight the awareness on chronic diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity. The forum was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Hilal bin Ali Al-Sabti, Minister of Health. The Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry concluded its participation in the Bahrain International Exhibition for Agricultural and Livestock Production. The Omani Pavilion witnessed a large turnout of visitors as this participation aimed to showcase Omani products and their diversity, while also emphasizing the importance of deepening economic partnerships and developing communication channels between the Chamber of Commerce in both countries in a way that serves the small and medium-sized enterprises sector. 22 Omani companies participated in the exhibition, displaying dates and other food products. The Himam Trail Run Race 2025 concluded its main competitive events yesterday after 2 days of racing across the dramatic landscapes of Al Hajar Mountains. Here is more in this report.
Against the dramatic peaks of the Al Hajar Mountains, the Himam Trail Run Race 2025 came to a close with more than 4,500 runners from 68 countries. The flagship Al Hajar Ultra 120 kilometers stood as the ultimate test of stamina. Starting from Al Hamra, runners crossed the eastern Hajar Range and Al Jabal Al Akhdar before descending into Birkat Al Moz. The men's race was won by Ahmed Ayoub from Morocco, while Mate Miura from Spain claimed the women's title.
This is a very technical race, you know, and another big difficulty is that it's 80% of the time in at more than 2,000 feet, you know, so this is very difficult. And concerning technical trail, it's what I'm used for, and this is why I came here, because I know it's very technical.
It's beautiful, the mountains, the people, the organization. This year we had more competition with the girls. For me it's important because I choose the races that I like it, and Oman is one of these.
The Skyward Canyon 60 kilometers delivered strong international results, with Clara Magnan from France took the first place in the women's category, while Amjad Al-Jamoudi from Oman won the men's race. In the Old Capital Trail 35 kilometers beginning in the historic Nizwa, Zahra Ashuri from Iran secured the women's title, while the men's race saw Abdelaziz Ahneta from Morocco finish first.
The race, the landscape were really amazing, really beautiful. In the morning we see all the clouds and the mountain, and it was so wow. And it was also quite hard, quite technical.
Last year and a year before it was 100k, but this time I wanted to try something new road. Alhamdulillah, I come second. I was not expecting actually, because most of the race I go like third, fourth.
The scenic sprint 20 kilometers, a faster course framed by palm groves and mountain views, concluded with the United States' Lily Willis winning the women's race, while Salim Al-Falahi from Oman topped the men's category. Blending sport with the stunning natural beauty and cultural heritage of the Ad-Dakhiliya, Himam Trail Run Race 2025 reaffirmed the growing presence of the Sultanate of Oman on the international endurance calendar. Reporting from the Wilaya of Nizwa, this is Saleh Bukhalfan Al-Rahvi, Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, the Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs will preside over the ceremony for presenting Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Arts and Literature on the 17th of December 2025. The 7th round of the United Nations Environment Assembly, chaired by the Sultanate of Oman in Nairobi, concludes its work by adopting a ministerial declaration that promotes sustainable solutions. And the trade surplus of the Sultanate of Oman exceeds 3.8 billion Omani riyals by the end of last September. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night, and we hope you had an enjoyable weekend.